everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magical Jill, and we're back today with another Sailor Moon video. It has been a hot minute since my last one, because I've kind of been obsessed with Dragon Ball lately. However, No, Bubby, wrong video.
Okay, sorry.
We're here today with my husband Jay. I like to call him Bubby sometimes.
Hello.
And we have something really awesome to share with you guys about Sailor Moon.
Okay, I was about to hit Super Saiyan, so I have to, rein it back in and get on Sailor Moon now.
Yeah, rein it back in.
But something interesting is that Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon have always been connected in the West, especially in America. And the reason for that being that they are kind of gateway anime. They're kind of gateway drugs into the world of what anime and manga are, especially for Westerners. And one reason for that is because of Cartoon Network. It's because of Adult Swim. A lot of times these shows would air back to back on Cartoon Network in the past. Now, in the past, it was actually the Deke dub, but Jill, what do we like to call that for Sailor Moon?
The Dick dub!
And why do we call it that?
Because they dicked down the show.
In a lot of ways, yeah. Uranus and Neptune were obviously just cousins with a weird incestual touchy-feely thing instead of being lesbian lovers, which I don't understand how that's better. A lot of people love the Deke dub. We're going to talk about that in the future, because I do think that that dub does deserve a lot of credit for popularizing Sailor Moon for Americans especially, and I do think that that's awesome. But something really fun with Sailor Moon is that for the first time ever, Toonami with Cartoon Network is actually going to be showing and airing the Viz English dub. This is the
Viz Media,
Yeah, the uncensored one that we really like and that I think is more oriented towards older teens and adults.
And I'm so excited, and they're going to be playing it like Sailor Moon Dragon Ball again, like Sailor Moon and then Dragon Ball is next, and I think that's really fun. It's like a little throwback.
And something I was reading about this actually is that one of the reasons that they're doing this, they didn't say this, but a lot of people are speculating, one reason that they're doing this is because more and more young people are not watching broadcast television. We don't really watch broadcast television very much. We own Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon on Blu-ray and DVD.
And we watch it whenever we want, and we don't have to wait for new episodes to come out every week.
And even what we do is seen as old-fashioned to a lot of people. A lot of people just do streaming. When it comes down to it, the reason this is exciting is because if you think about it, when we were younger and Sailor Moon was on, I know that dub got a lot of people into the show, and that's great. A lot of people didn't give it the time of day. When they were younger, especially a lot of boys, they kind of would see it on, around the same time as Dragon Ball. And some, because it was around on that same time, they got into it. A lot of them would be like, oh, that's the girl anime. I'm waiting for Dragon Ball. And so something I really like about this is going to kind of be hitting the older young adult crowd, from probably late teens to 30s.
Early 20s, I hope.
Yeah, I would say even 30s who are still, liking cartoons and kind of watching for nostalgia.
I hope it brings in a lot more normies into understanding and realizing that they actually like anime. The more of us that get converted into anime lovers, the cheaper things will be for anime lovers in America.
Well, yeah,
right? Because there will be a bigger market.
The more likely you are to see more printings of things, to see more airings of things. Like, at the end of the day, I think hardcore fans are going to be like, okay, well, Toonami's playing this show that I own all of on Blu-ray. What do I care? But the reason why it's important is because just like, the back-to-back block in the past was kind of a gateway into anime.
Yeah, we're going to gateway drug people into liking the same things as us.
Except now it's a more mature version of it, with less censorship and better writing. Now, one thing I noticed is that this is starting on May 31st, and they're only doing one episode when they do it. So it's going to be one episode of Sailor Moon, 2 of DB Kai, and then 1 of Naruto.
I think they should have played 2 episodes of Sailor Moon, personally, because it's going to take them literally like 10 years to get through the anime.
Yes, but something that I hope is just watching this and seeing, the first few episodes over time, this is going to bring in more people.
I hope so. I'm very excited for that.
Especially because the original also removed tons of references to Japanese culture. Like, it really tried to make it seem like the show was just in America.
Yeah, they flipped shots even to make it look like the cars were going down the right side of the road instead of the left side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited for it because I personally have a hard time making friends who also like Sailor Moon. I don't often see them in real life, and I'm also an awkward person and have a hard time making friends in general. So I'm hoping more people will get into Sailor Moon, and then hopefully it'll be able to make more people have more connections, and they'll be able to find more things that they like, and it'll help anime in America become a bigger thing.
Something I love about this is is that Toonami is kind of still kicking, you know, after all these years. It got canceled multiple times. But something that I'm hoping is that as time goes on, you know, and maybe as there's even fewer, unfortunately, young people who check this kind of stuff out, that maybe this will mean that Toonami will be kind of expanded in the Adult Swim block. Like maybe eventually we'll get more than one episode at a time of Sailor Moon, more than 2 of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah.
You know, because as they kind of see, oh, hey, is this working? Is it not? This is kind of a test run, you know, to see if they can hit that demographic that they want to hit with these shows again and kind of recapture that magic they did all the way back, you know, years ago.
I also think there's a lot more people than you think who do still have cable, because at this point, a lot of times cable is getting to be a bit cheaper than having Disney Plus and Netflix and Peacock and whatever cock and, you know? Like...
Yeah, well, that's true. And I've also seen that cable networks are starting to try and do bundles with things like Netflix and with these other streaming services to try and get you to get basic cable or expanded cable and get a streaming service so that you can swap between them.
Yeah.
I think that as those streaming services become more and more niche and separated, you are going to see a resurgence of certain things.
Yeah.
I just think it's really fun to finally see
a resurgence of Sailor Moon in America.
Yeah, and hopefully something that makes it more popular again, because it's popular, but like...
It's not as popular as it used to be. I feel like a lot of times when I go to places like FYE, I see a million Hello Kitty things, I see a million One Piece things, and I'm searching around and I'm like, where's the Sailor Moon?
And there'll be like a Sailor Moon mug and a beach towel and like maybe a hat.
Or a candy.
And that's it.
Yeah, and it's like, I want a bigger wall of Sailor Moon. You know, I want it to come back.
You know what I want? And I don't know if we'll ever get here or not, but I want Sailor Moon to be as big of a phenomenon as Dragon Ball is. Because Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon just straight up conquered Japan.
They did.
Like, in terms of popularity, they are just... People know what they are.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome that Sailor Moon is coming back to America, because one of the reasons why I've always wanted to go to Japan is to be able to see all of the Sailor Moon stuff that they have there. And it would be so awesome if they would have Sailor Moon stuff like that, like a Sailor Moon store, pop up in America, so I don't have to leave the country.
And to kind of throw an idea in there too, I've seen more people talking about licensing, trying to open up, you know, pop-up cafes or small restaurants themed off of anime in America now, because anime is, you know, bigger and bigger in America every year.
I would poop my pants to be so excited to go to that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, is just to kind of wrap it up and, you know, go off of what you said. I think that the more exposure there is to this stuff, the better.
Yeah.
You know, because it just means that there's more opportunities for it to be mainstream and
not be a weirdo thing anymore.
I know a lot of people like to gatekeep their interests, and I'm not saying that we should let people completely change what Sailor Moon is. I think that's unfortunately something that happens sometimes when things go mainstream, is then people go and change it. But with Sailor Moon, it's an established, finished story. You know, you don't have to worry about someone ruining the brand.
I agree. And you know, the thing is, especially when you were a teenager to middle schooler, and when I was a bit younger, there was a lot of stigma around kids who watched anime being kind of the weird kids. Like, why are you watching weird Japanese crap?
Why are you Naruto running through the hallway?
Yeah, like, why are you being such a weirdo?
Yeah, people still make the TikToks about narrating to themselves, like, how did she hear my thoughts? Oh no, there's a girl in the chat. And like making fun of anime fans because that's what they, you know, stereotypically thought that they were. But most anime fans are just normal people.
But now that it's getting to be more mainstream, I'm excited for people to not feel so weird about liking such a niche interest now. And I'm hoping that it's not a niche interest anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's kind of hitting the point of, like, you know, superhero movies are another example of this. Back in the day, if you read comic books, you were a freaking nerd.
And now everybody goes to see superhero movies.
Right.
Like everybody and their grandma, pretty much.
And there's no problem with it.
Yeah.
So that's what I like most about it. And I'm hoping that this expands because, like you said, one episode, you know, just I think essentially per block is not really going to get through the show very fast, especially because it's every Friday. My hope is that if this works out, they will expand this block more. I think Cartoon Network would benefit from targeting that older audience because they do have a hard time hitting the young audience now. And I think that that would be something that would be a, you know, clear moneymaker. You start bringing in things like more Sailor Moon, maybe find a way to get the rights to rebroadcast some of the Full Metal Alchemist stuff, some of those gateway things.
Yeah.
You know, Naruto is already there. Anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on it, and I'm just really hoping that this is kind of the beginning of another resurgence of this stuff.
So I hope you guys are as excited about this as we are, and I will be making more Sailor Moon videos very soon, more Dragon Ball videos, more just anime videos in general, more video game videos, like for things where I just recently did a Disney Dreamlight Valley video, because it's like my little Jill's Obsession series of what I'm playing right now, and I'm definitely going to do more videos like that.
Yeah, you have another one planned for a game that you've been really into, actually.
I do, and I'm not going to say that game yet, because I want it to be a surprise. Anyway, if you guys really like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and also if you want to support our channels, I do have an awesome shop called cosmobunny.shop where I make really cool stuff. So I will make coasters and keychains out of resin, and I will use recycled manga and recycled comic books from places that are just throwing them away because they're too old and damaged to sell, and I will put some of the like cool pictures and stuff into the resin and make like transformative awesome art pieces that are based off of recycled manga and recycled comic books.
I love these. They have a lot of utility for your home.
And we're also doing custom made, handmade beaded jewelry. I have like a lot of pre-made designs, and then I also have like custom things that you could make. Like you could ask me for a commission, which I think is really exciting because I absolutely love beaded jewelry. It was my first love, and now resin is my second love. So I hope you guys go check it out. cosmobunny.shop.
If you're a fan of something that is anime manga, maybe you want to play as some Goku in Fortnite, we have a Fortnite code, Jill.
Yeah, we do have a Fortnite code. It's in all caps, DJAY123, and then that also works on my website for 10% off of your order.
Hey, maybe if this gets big enough, because it won't be any more ridiculous than Dragon Ball, they'll throw Sailor Moon in Fortnite.
Ooh!
I mean, like, if Goku's gonna use a gun, why can't Usagi, right?
I would make a video about that, of me playing as Sailor Moon in Fortnite. I love Fortnite.
There's like a trillion skins you could do, too, because of all her forms. So,
oh, yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments down below. We appreciate you very much.
And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!
Bye!